Welcome back to our ongoing series on the Community Corner podcast, where we break down every single company in the S&P 500, their story, and things we can take away. I'm Arnav.
And I'm Nikhil, and today we're going to be delving into the story of Broadcom, a giant in the semiconductor and infrastructure software industry. So we're going to be exploring Broadcom's ascent from a chip designer to a leader in digital and networking technology, where it's kind of influenced a wide range of industries.
Broadcom's journey is a compelling narrative of strategic acquisitions, technological innovation, and a keen eye on the evolving digital landscape. So without further ado, let's uncover the story behind their technological dominance.
Exactly. So Broadcom was founded in 1991, for those of you who don't know, by Henry Samueli and Henry Nicholas. So the company started in the field of semiconductor technology, really just initially focusing on chips for the cable set top box market, which was rapidly really just expanding at the time.
And kind of some of its early technological advances that set it apart was that it was among the first to develop chips that enabled high-speed data transmission over cable TV networks. And their early products were crucial in the development of digital cable and broadband internet, which really set a high bar for performance and integration. I just want to note that as we kind of go on this series, we'll kind of see a lot of trends and a lot of things that these major companies that have high revenue have in common. And I think one thing that I can definitely note is that all these companies we've seen so far were a forefront runner in whatever innovation, whatever landscape they were a part of, and they were really one of the first to take advantage of whatever they were doing, right? So for example, like Amazon with the e-commerce market, and now Broadcom with the chip market and literally the manufacturing, basically the hardware section. And we said that their early products were crucial in the development of digital cable and broadband internet. So they basically set a precedent in this industry, not just for what they were doing, but for the years to come. And so because they were among the first to develop, it just kind of shows that they attacked the market early on, an untapped market, and they kind of took advantage and really propelled from there.
Exactly. So they truly were pioneers, like you said, in the digital communication technology industry. And so this really impacted Broadcom's growth, especially early on. Broadcom's early focus on high-speed transmission technology positioned them as key players in the burgeoning field of digital communications. And so their innovations really met these growing demands for faster data and connectivity, really driving that significant growth and expansion early on.
And that was like kind of its initial focus of cable set top boxes and a lot of chip manufacturing. But how did it really evolve from that initial focus and kind of to the company that we know of today?
Exactly. I think very similar to some of the other companies we've covered so far, they started to really expand their product line to really just include a wider range of semiconductor products, including chips for networking, wireless communication, storage, etc. And so they really established themselves as a leading provider for a broad range of communication of semiconductor solutions. If you notice in the sentence I just said, broad range of communication, broad communication, Broadcom.
Bruh. Okay.
It's right there in the sentence, y'all.
Alright. I feel like you have a pun for every single episode we do.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You'll never know.
But it did have strategic moves that it did take in order to enhance its market presence, right? And one of the main things I think was that it pursued an aggressive strategy of acquisitions, which allowed them to quickly enter new markets and gain new technologies. These acquisitions helped them diversify their offerings and solidify their position in various technology sectors. And I think I want to point out that my dad and Nikhil's mom both worked at this company called CA early on a couple of years ago, and I think in 2015, if I'm not wrong, Broadcom purchased it, and so back then I didn't really know why, but I realize now that Broadcom was a very, very manufacturing, a lot of chip design. It was very hardware, and CA was very focused on software. And so through these aggressive strategy of acquisitions, they quickly entered the new market of software and gain new technologies, and they just kind of diversify their offerings, solidifying their positions in various technology sectors, kind of making the forefront at every single industry and technology, which really propelled them growth, revenue, which is basically why they're so high up on the S&P 500.
Yep, but of course, this rapid expansion did not come without challenges.
100%.
Managing these the integration of various acquired companies and technologies while sustaining that same level of innovation and company culture and fierce competitiveness in a fast evolving industry was definitely a significant challenge. Like you said, knowing the stuff about software, even though they're a hardware company, is something that they had to know in order to make that acquisition successful. And I do applaud them for at least being aware and having the right knowledge to succeed in these endeavors.
And that was kind of like the past and what's been doing up till now. But how has Broadcom really positioned itself in today's technology landscape? And how has that really become a key player?
Yep. Today, Broadcom is a key player in multiple areas of the semiconductor and software industry. They have a very big presence in data center networking, broadband, wireless, storage, etc. And they've also really expanded into infrastructure software as well.
They kind of position themselves to be in the center of all that and really being the leading technology innovator as a company for all of these sectors, which just shows that, which kind of shows why it deserves such a high spot in the S&P 500, right? But in terms of the future, right, it continues to invest in research and development to drive innovation in their key markets. And kind of looking towards the years to come, they're focusing on next generation technologies such as 5G, AI, cloud computing, really positioning themselves at the forefront of the digital transformation. And I think Broadcom's story really highlights the importance of strategic growth and innovation in technology.
Exactly, without a doubt, for sure. And, to our listeners, Broadcom's journey really teaches the value of foresight in technology and the power of strategic acquisitions and the importance of that continuation of evolving to meet the demands of a dynamic industry. And so thank you, Arnav, for that deep insight into Broadcom's history. To our listeners, join us next time as we continue to explore the impactful stories of leading companies.
Stay tuned for more episodes where we unravel the stories of innovation and success. This is the Community Corner Podcast, bringing the world of business and technology to you. Until next time,
peace.
Peace.